Welcome back, Tribe. Have another episode here, a very interesting one. You got 1 million views in a month. Just exist, bro. That is the topic of the video today. Just exist, bro. Let's see. Young man, he looks like he's fed up with this.
All right, boys. I know I just already uploaded a video today, but I have so much I want to
Grinded.
talk about,
Tell him.
and I really enjoy doing this.
Amazing.
So I got home. I had my first day back at work today. It was all right. Just work, you know. I like to use it as like meditation. Can use anything as meditation. Now, what I want to talk about is that all you need to do, that I've realized, all you need to do in life is live.
Just exist.
You know, me personally, I always get so caught up thinking I need to be doing something. And I'm not knocking on doing things. It's okay to do things. It's cool. But I always had this feeling that I need some objective. It needs to be like a mission. I need to always be going here, doing this, evolving, becoming enlightened, learning, working out, you know? Like I just needed to do something. And I still do things. But what I realized is that all you need to do is live. That's all you need to do. Like, because life is this spiral, it's this infinite spiral of expansion. Everything that you need to happen is going to come to you within the spiral. So if you miss an opportunity, it's going to spiral back around and it's going to come back. Everything that you need to happen in your life is going to happen. Whether you like try to make it happen or not, it's going to happen. It's guaranteed. You're going to end up where you're meant to end up, regardless of what you think or what you do or how you occupy your time. All you need to do is just keep going. Keep swimming. It's like life. We're just in this big ocean, right? And we're swimming or we're floating. All you have to do is just keep paddling or float.
Yeah, if you want to use that analogy, all you got to do is keep treading water long enough until you reach land. That's really what it is. You don't have to be able to see the land. You don't know what direction you got to go to, right? It doesn't matter. None of that matters. As long as you tread water long enough, eventually you hit land. So I agree with that kind of mentality. Never quit, always keep pushing forward, no matter what obstacles come through your life. And then the first part of his message is just existing. The manifestation part, I don't agree with. Like, opportunities will pass you by and you will never get them again. They may come in another form or whatever, but it'll never be the same opportunity. Those are like once in a lifetime golden nuggets that you get, and you have to be mentally ready to accept them. Okay. But that mentally ready means you preparing every single day, mind, body, spirit, working out, going to the gym, not necessarily in the objective state that he has. Some guys do well with the objectives like myself, but you do have to be present. That's the important part. Don't get lost in living into the future and what life could be, what it should be, right? Or dwell in the past. You need to enjoy the journey in the present as you're going through it, but have a plan for where you're headed for the future. You understand? But you don't live in the future. You don't daydream your entire life away thinking about things that will come to you eventually. What you do is you set the plan, set the journey, the path, the waypoint, that exact point in the future that you want to arrive, but make sure you're present on the steps you're taking in front of yourself. Look out for any obstacles, any dangers. That's living life. That's enjoying what you have around you, appreciating the things you have now, being present during the process, present during relationships, during experiences that you may be having. That's very important. There's so many people that get lost grinding so hard that they lose sight of the present moment. They lose touch with reality. And they're kind of, I don't know, dude, it's like, it's those people that dwell on the past and they're lost and they seem lost. You could get into a similar, like a state like that, almost like a zombie-like state. You're productive, you're making progress, you're headed somewhere, but you'll realize one day you'll get there and then you'll look back and go, oh my God, where did all the years go? Where did my life go? I worked so hard to get to this point. Now I've arrived. I don't know what to do. It felt like a blink of an eye and you've missed your entire life because all you've known was to work to get there. So I'm totally on board with most of it already. It's just fine tuning it a little bit.
Just don't give up, and that's it. That's all you need to do in life.
Yep.
Like, that's really it. Now, this gives you a freedom because when you realize all you need to do is live, to just be. You know, there's doers and then there's beers. Some people are always needing to do something,
Yep.
and some people can just be. Like, you know how a cat or any animal, you know how a cat just can sit there and it just is? It just exists. And it can sit there for hours and it just seems so peaceful. It's because that cat doesn't care about doing things. That dog, that animal doesn't care about doing things all the time. This is neurosis. This is a result of the thinking mind, is we always feel like we need to be doing something. But when you realize that you don't need to be doing something and that you can just exist and just be, now you're not doing things because you feel like you need to. Now you're doing things because you want to. Can you see the difference? Can you feel the difference? When you feel like you need to you need to go to work. You need to do this. You need to do whatever. It's like there's tension. There's
And by the way, that perspective shift happens when you do what I told you. When you map out your future, but focus on the present. When you know where you're going and actively walk in that direction every day, you no longer feel this friction, this restriction. It's empowering. It's freeing. It makes you feel prideful, happy. It energizes you. You're not doing things because you have to. You're doing things because you want to, just like he said. There's a very different state of mind at play when you learn to lean in on one of those instead of feeling like you're out of control. Like you're just existing to live, existing to pay bills. That's for people that don't have an accurate future mapped out for themselves and are not walking the path that they're supposed to. That's when that kind of anxiety and depression sets in.
resistance. When you switch from the doing mindset to the being mindset, and suddenly everything you're doing is because you want to do it. That's different because it's relaxed. It's instead of like feeling like you're getting tugged on this chain, rather you're just going, you're just flowing. Everything's just happening, you know? I say a lot of the same things in a lot of my videos. And I think that's because it's my core message. This is what I need to get out there because this is the work of my life. This is what I've always been focused on my whole life, is what I'm teaching. So I'm going to keep repeating myself and I'm going to say it in different ways, but say the same thing, pointing to the same truth, because that's my life's work. And I want you to know it because it brings me peace. It brings me peace knowing that all I need to do is just exist, to just be myself, like a cat. Just be. It's peaceful. It's amazing. It opens you up to love. When you're so empty in your consciousness, when you just exist, you're open to love. You're open to everything.
My man's done some mushroom.
I love doing this. I really do. I just like talking. It feels so natural. It's like I can get into the flow state so easily just by talking. I used to make like vlog videos, and a lot of people, they always comment or say like, bring back the vlog videos, or people will message me and say, bring back the vlog videos, because I know they're entertaining. When I make a vlog, it's not me. Like, I'll give advice, but that's not the main goal of the vlog. Usually it's for entertainment, and most people in this society, they want entertainment. And I understand that. I like entertainment because when you're like so immersed in an entertaining thing, when you're scrolling on your phone, what happens is your mind is empty. This is what I'm talking about, this emptiness, but you don't have to rely on entertainment. If you train yourself to have an empty mind, then you don't need to scroll on your phone anymore to do it. There's nothing wrong with that, but you could sit here just like this. I could just sit here and I'll just feel the same. Like, it's all the same. And it's good. It's life. I'm alive. Do you ever just stop and you just think, I'm alive? And you just really let that sink in, like beyond any level you had before, like on the
Okay.
deepest level. And you're like, I'm alive. That's a beautiful feeling.
It is indeed.
And when you're empty, you have that feeling more.
Yep.
But yeah, if I want to make entertaining videos, I might. But it's just so fun. It's so fun to just talk. and to just do this. Like, this is what I enjoy. You know, I built my channel off the entertainment, and then I pivoted so heavily into
Value.
talking and just trying to give you wisdom, because that's what I care about. I care about wisdom. That's my life's work, again. And maybe
Cool.
it'll take a while for me to find people who want that wisdom as opposed to people who want the entertainment. And that's okay, because I'm no longer attached to the external or what anybody thinks. That's the freedom that comes with having an empty mind.
Preach.
If someone is judging you and they feel some type of way about you, that's their problem, not yours. It's not your problem. Now, if they're judging you and it makes you feel a certain type of way, if someone's
That's your
judging
problem.
you and you feel bad about it, now that's your problem. You understand? It's not their problem that they're judging you. It's your problem that you're feeling it. So when you get beyond that to a point where it doesn't matter what anyone thinks, it doesn't matter what anyone says to you or judges you.
Invincible mentally.
And you can do that by becoming empty and meditating. And
That's what holds a lot of people back from their hopes and their dreams. Self-doubt, insecurity, what people will think of you, killed more dreams than bombs and bullets ever have. It's the truth. You are your biggest limitation, the thing between your ears. And it feeds you false hope. It feeds you lies about yourself. Why? Because I don't know. It's you got to think of your brain as a machine that solves problems. But the problem with the machine is that you are feeding it a formula that's not based on truth. See, you use confirmation bias. Like if you're thinking of bad things will be found, right? You focus on the red car, you tend to start seeing red cars. Your mind and your thoughts are the same. You start to focus on bad things, you'll only notice bad things, which then causes your brain to be in a bad thought process, solve problems for bad things, or subconsciously drive you towards bad things happening. That's really what it is. Dude, the power of thought is absolutely insane. Guys, you have no idea. I'll tell you a little story just so you can see how powerful it is and its effects in the real world. First, I'll mention this book again, because this is great. One of the greatest books that were ever invented. Psycho-Cybernetics by Maxwell Maltz. Buy it, read it. Don't get the fucking digital version where somebody reads it to you. You're not a cuck. You have fucking eyeballs and 30 minutes a day to dedicate to reading this shit. Read it, okay? One little story in this book. It's essentially this. You have three groups of people. One is a control. The groups are tasked with shooting a free throw on a basketball court. And you have like a group of, 20 people. Doesn't matter. 3 groups total. One is forced to practice every day for 30 days. One is forced to practice mentally only. They must visualize everything down to missing shots, correcting their form, and shooting again. And the other control group is not allowed to practice neither physically nor mentally. At the end of 30 days, they're all brought to a physical court to shoot the balls. And the first group that goes is the group that obviously has shot balls physically and has been practicing physically every day on the court. They improved by 23%. Then the group that was not practicing mentally or physically at all was taken on the court and they had 0% improvement, of course. Then you had that special group that only practiced in their mind. They envisioned everything down to the smallest details as if they were practicing every day, imagining walking on the court, catching a ball in your hand, shooting it, missing, readjusting, shooting again, making a shot over and over again, mental practice. Guess what? The physical group improved 23%. The mental group improved 22%. Do you understand what that means for your life, for your potential? Your brain does not know the difference between real life and imaginary life in your head. Real versus imagined, no difference. This thing here, all it does is solve problems. If you're imagining shooting a ball with your eyes closed, it's the same as picking it up in your hand and shooting it. The same neurons, the same pathways that are firing and connecting together, it all happens the same. Your brain doesn't know between an imagination, an imaginary scenario, and the real physical act. Your imagination is one of the most powerful things you can do. Now imagine if you put that power to work in a positive way. If you imagined yourself to be successful, to be jacked, to dress better, to be more confident when speaking with people, to look at yourself as more capable, able to start businesses, can be a successful person. If you had Somebody literally scrape out all the bullshit negativity out of your brain and inject that kind of positive messaging into your core programming of how you think, the inner voice you have. Do you think you'd be in the same place you are right now? If you were to get that kind of download into your brain, where do you think your life would be like 10 years from now? The crazy shit is everybody would be like, my life would be 1,000 times better if that's how I could talk to myself. Bro, what's the one thing you have control over in your entire fucking life? The way you think. Why aren't you learning to master the way you think? This is the magic pill to success. Mastering the way you think. I swear to you, no amount of fucking grifter courses, no amount of buy my product this, no amount of join that, nothing. None of that shit matters. This book spells it out for you right here. Literally. Spells out how scientifically, how your mind works and how to use it. How to use that computer, direct it to solve problems that'll change your life. Right here. I'm telling you, boys, your life can change. And it's so simple. It's just the way you think. And it just goes over people's heads, dude. They're like, oh yeah, change the way I think, because they don't really know what power it holds until somebody handholds them through the process of teaching them, showing them what that does for somebody. That book is the hand-holding process. I highly recommend it, guys. You want your life change. We discuss things like that in the private community all the time. I try to open men's eyes to books like that have changed my life, that have altered the way I think. I get on my private community's ass all the time in the calls. You've seen it in the second channel. If you haven't, subscribe and take a look. Dude, that I'm ripping into the guys who have the self-limiting beliefs. And I ask them those deep questions. Why do you do what you do? Why do you believe you're incompetent? Why do you think you will fail? Who installed that programming into your head? What happened? Why is your self-belief tuned to be so negative? Yada, yada, yada. When you start asking them those deep, profound questions, they completely break down. They have no answers because no one's ever thought that deep. It's a common thing to hear. I never thought about it that deep. Welcome. That's why you're in the rat race. That's why you're trapped. That's why you have anxiety about the future. That's why you can't rest. That's why you can't just sit back and be like, damn, I'm proud of where I'm going. I'm proud of what I'm doing. Because you don't even know who you are. Because you've never taken the time to find out. Because of all the distractions in the modern world. This shit is layers deep, boys. If you want a piece of it, join the private community or just read the book, dude. Up to you, or both. Anyways, subscribe to the second channel. This dude's video, if you want to see more, by the way, is Ryan Robinson. And links will be in the description as usual. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Take care, boys. Especially your mind. We'll see you on the next one.